But it's, you know, we try to keep the costs down, you see.
No, I've got the chairman.
Where do we want these guys? In the cricket?
I brought those just to top up, just in case. I know, I thought about
Thank you very much. Thank you, John. Just again, sir, if you would, please. You beat me to it. Yeah.
I see the future of British tennis within clubs like ourselves, hopefully to provide the next British champion. I would hope that with the visit of the Minister today, there could be some initiative within the tennis world to provide better facilities for tennis players in this country.
John Waterhouse, I'm the Secretary of the Men's Tennis League. That's my reason for being here.
Congratulations.
Yes. I'm inflicted with that, I'm afraid.
I'm Selby, Chairman of the Selby District.
Yes, I'm a pal of Jack Eppinstall.
Oh, I know young Jack.
Yeah, I got
Tall Jack.
Yes. I go for a drink with him every Sunday lunchtime. Yes, he puts the work to right.
Yeah, he does indeed.
Introduction to our Vice Chairman, Alan Townend.
Yes, how do you do, Vice Chairman? We've got the dates, haven't we?
We do meet up in strange places, don't we?
And the passenger seat at the front. Passenger seat at the front.
Yes, yes.
This is the basis of sport in Britain, and it's very convenient for a sports minister to go to major events in the course of his job, but I prefer to get to grips with ordinary folk who've created a club almost from nothing for bowls and for tennis, and this is the foundation of sport throughout the country, and therefore if I can support it, I'm delighted to do so.
Donald Kay, Secretary of the Bowling Association.
Right, this is flat or crown, is it? Flat. No, I'm a crown green bowling.
Go on, call it marble.
They beat it. Well, you know the symbol, of course, of the English Bowling Association is a red rose, you know?
Yeah.
Hello, how are you? You got the day off school? Yeah. Half term? What's today?
It's a very special day.
Oh, you've been let off?
They've all been let off, yeah. They've been brought over.
Hello, how are you all? So this is better than school, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great. What are you going to do today? You're going to do something special, like play something? No? You're just going to cheer
Tell
for
the
us?
truth and say words. After me.
Well, thank you very much for coming. Very good of you. Hope you enjoy yourself. I hope it doesn't rain. Because I'm going to watch some cricket later on, and if it rains, I shall be cross. Lead on, lead on. Morning. Hello, how are you? Good Lord.
Very well.
So you go look at it. I recognised your son immediately. He looked exactly like you. It was easy. Did you say Melanie? I remember Melanie from years ago. And you've done this all yourself?
Yes, well, the villagers and the committee.
Right.
Yep.
And that, which is the
10
new
years
one?
from start.
Presumably the new one?
That's the third one, yeah. I mean,
That's
that's
right.
obviously the
Yeah.
start of it all.
And are you getting any of the youngsters to play?
Yeah, we've got a junior membership in excess of about 40 now.
You really? When you say junior, what's that under?
Under 16s, yeah.
Right.
A lot of which are taking part in coaching sessions that we organise within the club as well.
And are you playing, and the kids playing any short tennis or anything like that?
Yeah, we do short tennis and also the proper tennis down here. We do indoor short tennis down at the local
There is
village
a
hall.
tennis racket there.
That's right.
I used to play tennis, you know. I was a county tennis player in my day. Now, what do you want me to do?
Hey.
Morning, ladies. How are you? This is the backbone of the club. Is it? Oh, right.
Don't touch, please.
No, don't worry.
It gives me great pleasure in welcoming Robert Atkins MP, Minister for Sport, to our village of Cawood, and thank him for agreeing to formally open the Cawood Bowls and Tennis Club. Welcome also to Councillor Stroud, Chairman of Selby District Council, and his good lady wife, Mr Duncan Lowndes, Regional Sports Development Officer, Mr Clark, Chairman of Selby District Sports Council, the Cawood Parish Council, also pleasing to see former members of the Cawood Bowls and Tennis Club Committee, representatives from our bowling and tennis leagues in which Cawood participates, and of course the villagers of Cawood, and very nice to see the school children out this morning.
Yeah.
Cawood Bowls and Tennis Club held its first committee meeting in 1979 with a stated aim of providing both the aforementioned sporting facilities within the village. 1981 saw the completion of the first tennis court. This was the culmination of many hours hard work by the committee. Particularly mention at this point must be given to David Hedden, then Regional Sports Development Officer, who unfortunately cannot attend today. David assisted greatly in the early days, steering the committee in the right direction, and without whose enthusiasm and advice we may not have been in this position today. 3 years later, a second court was added, which acted as a stepping stone into competitive league tennis through the membership of the York and District Mixed Doubles League. Some members who played in that first season will remember the lean pickings to be had by a new, inexperienced team, but then battled on regardless. Off the tennis court, things were gathering momentum, and in 1987, construction began on the bowling green. Mundane tasks such as weeding, levelling, and more weeding were attended to by a small band of stalwarts. Those cold, damp weekends are now remembered with such affection by all those lucky enough to have been involved. This year also saw the delivery of our clubhouse, over there. This being a former Thames Valley CID incident room, strangely enough, the whereabouts of which still remains a mystery to the police. Hence the colour scheme designed to blend with the local flora. Eventually, the bowling green was completed with the valuable assistance of Askham Bryan Agricultural College in York, and was opened in May 1990, with competitive matches beginning earlier this year. Also, things were beginning to stir once more within the tennis section. 1990 saw the start of the third tennis court. Again, as with the earlier courts and the bowling green, most of the groundwork being undertaken by club members, with only the need for professional contractors to lay the playing surface. Early 1991 saw the erection of the practice wall, one of the few within the region we are proud to boast, and the eventual completion of the playing facilities as you see them today. At this point, I wish to mention where all the financial support came from to build such an amenity. Thanks have to be extended to Selby District Council, the Sports Council, Cawood Parish Council, and the Cawood Fefees, and of course the villagers of Cawood, who always generously supported our fundraising events, be they raffles, jumble sales, coffee mornings, or more recently the waste paper recycling initiative, not only benefiting the village, but going some small way to easing the burden on our country's fragile environment. But what of the future? In the short term, there is the planned delivery of a second clubhouse for the ever-growing bowls section, and improvements around the periphery with the addition of trees and shrubs. In the long term, we currently have a junior tennis membership in excess of 40, many of whom are taking part in coaching sessions. Who knows, Cawood may provide the next British Wimbledon champion, something I'm sure the Minister will believe is long overdue. We here at Cawood don't believe we are anything special, nor should we be singled out for individual praise. But today we feel we are representing grassroots clubs up and down the country, clubs who are not prepared to sit back and let events take their course, but who get up and make things happen for them. This new breed of young, keen, enthusiastic clubs, I believe, can provide the springboard for Britain's tennis future. Cawood has shown how much can be done by such a small group of individuals. Now, before I ask the Minister to perform the official opening ceremony, we have a small token of our appreciation for your attendance today. I saw you admiring it earlier.
Yeah. It's the right colour.
A Cawood Tennis and Bowls
Thank
Club
you very
sweater.
much.
I could present you with that.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, Mr. Chairman, of the District Council, ladies and gentlemen, it is entirely the fault of the Catanachs that I'm here, because years ago I used to live round the corner. Indeed, we were separated by a tennis club, as I recall, one way or another. And I thought it would be a special pleasure to come up and see some old friends and some old faces, but at the same time to do what your chairman has just talked about, which is to give encouragement to a small new club which is developing as a result of its own activities. Because too often in this job I get the opportunity, which of course sometimes I take, as indeed I will later on, to go to big fixtures, big sporting occasions, particularly if they happen to be related to cricket. But the importance of sport in this country is dependent upon the small clubs. And if I may say so, Chairman, especially upon youngsters at small clubs, because this is what the future is all about. I was in Australia in the early part of this year, where everyone always thinks that sport is the great ethic, and that everything that happens in Australia is better than anywhere else in sporting terms. But you know what they're most jealous of is the structure that we have of schools and clubs around the villages and the towns in Britain. And many of them, of course, recall that from their parents or indeed their own knowledge. But as the structure of sport in Australia is developing, they're doing it on the basis of the clubs and the schools and the activities that we have here. So from that point of view, it's crucial that what you've achieved here and what you're going to continue to achieve happens throughout the country. So first of all, many congratulations on what you've done. You've been around for a very few years, but what you've achieved from what I can see on a brief visit is really quite remarkable. And young and dynamic people involved in all this, and with more to come by the look of it. Now, I know they're all grinning cheerfully because they're not at school today, but I hope that you will, if you aren't already, utilising youngsters to play the game at an early stage, because I know when I was at home in London years ago, I used to spend a lot of my time with a racket and a wall and a ball, just bashing it around and getting an eye for the enjoyment of the game of tennis. And my son does exactly the same, and so does my daughter. So try and get into the habit of doing that, because even if you don't end up being the Wimbledon champion, you'll begin to enjoy the game and play it at club level here. And above all, you'll want to go to tennis tournaments and contribute to supporting British players and other players in this game. So it is not an elite sport, it's a sport played by all sorts and shapes of people, as evinced by the likes of me and your chairman, to name but only two. So the more who play it, whether it's short tennis or whether it's grown-up tennis, if that's the way, the better it'll be for all concerned. So, Chairman, many congratulations. And if I may say so to the bowlers, I am a crown green bowler rather than a flat bowler, which is the real test of what bowling is all about, I have to say. But I have the world champion in my constituency, so therefore I'm slightly prejudiced. Chap who wins the Waterloo at Blackpool, year in and year out. But nonetheless, bowling is tremendous fun, and it's not confined now just to elderly people, but also to the young and the aggressive who want to bowl just as much as older people. So congratulations to all of you. Both of them, whether grass or whether hard court, have involved a lot of work, a lot of commitment, a lot of involvement, a lot of participation by everyone at all sorts of ages. So you've achieved great things, and you will achieve more, I'm quite convinced of that. So many congratulations, and without further ado, not that I've ever done it before, is to pull the curtains back on a plaque on a wire fence.
Very gently, please.
Very gently, please. So there we are. So, ladies and gentlemen, well done, and many best wishes for the future. And thank you for the sweater. Right.
That's right.
I'm sorry. Now, all hold your breath. Are you ready? Here we are. I declare the sports complex officially open. All spelt right?
The date's right.
You'd be surprised. Sometimes I unveil. Sometimes it falls off, and that didn't. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Have you got all you want, photographers?
Knock up, John.
Oh, hi, isn't it? Now watch this, children. This is a classic way to serve. Well, I haven't played tennis for about 10 years.
Just move this ball out of the way, sir. I teach all the juniors that.
This must be a ladies' racket.
You're supposed to hit the ball, John.
It's not going across step, John. Fairly. Can I grab a word? You're going to put a volley.
I don't know what they want me to do here.
No, not so close. No, that's not back there.
They want me to do a sort of...
Back there, that's back. John's going to knock it to you. That's back.
Why are you so rude? I used to play serious tennis.
His natural rhythm, you know.
Are you doing anything on Saturday, Minister?
He's just
That
taking
was
John's
in
place
too.
on Sunday morning.
That was in. Have you got all you need yet?
Just one more.
This is beginning to hurt. No, I've never done sort of flat green bowling. Is it the same? It's the same principle. You bowl in sort of crown. You see, you've got to bowl against the crown.
Oh, you don't. Just about a foot wide of the jack.
You pick the jack up and sort of put it somewhere.
Put
Don't
it that way, sir. Just cross.
Which way am I going? Straight that way. Oh, in sort of lines.
Oh, good action.
Can you play next Monday?
Wrong side. Which is the peg? That way. Yeah. I'm going to go around this way. Well, I will do in a minute. I have to do it slowly, you understand. Oh, I see. Not actually deliver. They seem very pleased that I've come, and we've given a little bit of extra publicity to a small club and its achievements, and I'm delighted for them in that respect. And whilst clearly Robert Atkins is relatively unimportant, the Minister of Sport coming along to a club like this in a lovely village in Yorkshire is something which they're not going to forget for many years, particularly the youngsters, and that's great for sport.
You've been practicing.
Well done.
Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, it's going.
I'm not sure whether the bike at the bottom end. Again, the dignitaries from Saturday. I'm not sure whether the bike at the bottom end.